You'll never see a peak high performance athlete swear by fasting to make them a better athlete. If anything, most athletes try to avoid or make an exception with regards to fasting. You'll never hear someone go into a fight fasted for months on end, weeks on end. It's fasting is it's a catabolic state. You're breaking the body down to starve itself, and you're not giving the body the nutrients it needs to be a high performance athlete. You're performing at your highest level. Is it smart to fast at a certain period of time, maybe a few hours before an event? Yeah, sure. So like I said, it all depends. And when people are sleeping, when people go sleep for 8 hours straight, 9 hours straight, 7 hours straight, that's a fasted state. So is it wise to fast after fasting, waking up? There's already a shit ton of research saying it's wiser to have a breakfast, because what you put down your throat first thing in the morning is going to dictate your energy levels throughout the day and your mood throughout the day, for sure. From my experience with one of my clients, I call her Super Freak. She's trying to lose weight. She's a diabetic. Now, for diabetes, there is benefits to fasting, because if you're not feeding it any foods, there's not going to be an insulin spike. So why would it spike? Do you see what I'm saying? But this is where things get very interesting. So Super Freak wants to lose a lot of weight. She had a lot of weight around her midsection. That's basically where all her weight is. But because she's diabetic and insulin resistant at that point, it was very hard for her to lose weight around her midsection. So you can target fat based off hormones, but not through exercise. I want to make that clear. So based off your hormonal profile, what's high and what's low will dictate where the fat is stored. So if your insulin's off the roof or you're diabetic, around the midsection. Anyways, that's basically what she did. So she's off her medication. She lost a lot of her weight. She did a ketogenic diet, and I can't give too much details, but long story short, I brought in the top guns, the big guys. So I brought in a guy, he's world renowned, trained Olympic athletes, NFL, NBA, top tier. If you want to know the best of the best, I brought him in for nutrition. I brought him in to kind of understand what's going on, because she gained 20 pounds of muscle, lost a bit of weight, but around her mixed session, it was really hard for her to lose a lot of weight. So I brought him in, and the first thing he understood was basically her nutrition intake. She wasn't taking much food, and she's eating roughly about 1,000 calories. Protein was about 100 to 120-ish per day. Carbs was low, about 20 to 30. Fats was low, about 50-ish plus minus. So she's eating roughly about 1,000 calories per day. It's already fucking low for a person who's training like a fucking savage. She's training about 6 times a week, German volume training, deadlift, squats, not squats, but she's learning how to squat. She's doing a lot of compound exercises. So she put a lot of muscle, but her body fat wouldn't go around her midsection. She's diabetic. And her blood sugar was beginning to go up again because we're feeding her more food. So what's going on? More muscle, burn more fat, blood sugar should go down, right? It wasn't happening. And when I brought him in, the first thing he realized was, oh shit. She fasted for so many years, that her metabolism slowed down. Now that's a side effect of fasting. I already know this. We already know those monks who fucking eat nothing, probably like a cookie or a nut, and are able to survive for a month by just kumbaya and just praying to the gods, and they can just metabolize at such an efficient level. But then again, when you're going through a starving phase, your body's trying to store fat. This is already known, but I've never seen this. So she was able to put a lot of muscle, but her fat wasn't going down as fast as she wanted to around her midsection. So just a little tip, if you're thinking that maybe if you're going to fast your way into a six-pack or losing your body fat because you're not going to move, if you're not moving and you're not eating, your body's going to realize you're a vegetable. You're basically going to sit there, and it's going to do everything it can to store as much as fat as possible. You do that for 2-3 years straight, your body has adjusted itself and adapted itself. Human body can adapt to anything. I put on muscle and strength at 2 to 5 hours of sleep. I went through dog shit, and when I went through that little phase where I wasn't used to it, my body adapted and realized this is the new phase. This is the environment that I'm going through, and it needs to get stronger, and I'm feeding the nutrients I need to get stronger. And my body adapted. I can get stronger and put on muscle with little sleep. Same thing with eating little food and trying to fast. So in the end of the day, she wasn't exercising. She was doing a ketogenic diet. She was eating very little food, and her body just adapted to. She lost a lot of weight, but eventually that last bit, it's hard. So is it a quick fix? I mean, she's got to work really, really hard to speed up her metabolism. It's not going to be a quick fix, but just a little tip. So like, she's 67 years old, she's older, and she got a busted knee. So it's going to be a lot harder, a bit more of a challenge for her to kind of do it. But if you fast for years and years and years on end, think it's a good thing because it's giving you clarity. There are ways around it. You can fast certain things. You can fast out carbs and processed food and have a high amount of protein and just operate on a caloric deficit and train every single day and get fast metabolism and burn fat and build muscle and get strong at the same time, which is probably the best option for most people on this planet. But to fast and not exercise, you're going to see the effects initially. You're going to lose a quick little weight, but eventually the body's going to learn how to store fat more effectively. So it's going to be a lot harder to burn the fat. So you have to have the responsibility to train a lot harder and faster. That's what she needs to do right now. She shot herself in the foot. She basically blew her system out or slowed down her metabolism. So now the body has to adjust and adapt to a new stimulus and change over time. Is it quick fix? No. So her dreams of losing that body fat quick. So I know there's a lot of myths and ideas with regards to fasting, but if you don't know the general principles in terms of how the body's going to operate and work, it could be a problem. So the strategy with her is she needs to eat less food initially. So if she's eating 1,000 calories, she needs to go down to 800 to stimulate a fat burning state and slowly work her way up to eating more food, not less, more food, to speed up the metabolism with the strength gains. So we're going to inch our way up nice and slow. So just a little tip, just an idea with regards to fasting. There are benefits depending if you're diabetic. There are benefits with regards to mental clarity. There are benefits with regards to burning fat at certain time periods. But in terms of being a high performance, super freaky athlete, super lean and strong, and just high energy kind of being, ripped, lean, shredded, and just athletic, it may have its side effects. You got to time your fast. You can't do it all the time.